What if I told you that being triggered by your child's meltdown, your partner's tone, a rude coworker, or even being stuck in traffic is actually one of the greatest blessings you could receive? What if those moments when your blood boils aren't signals that you're failing as a mom or person, but invitations to heal parts of yourself you didn't even know needed healing? Today, we're going beyond bubble baths and face masks to talk about the kind of self-care that actually transforms your life from the inside out. I'm Rima, and I work with working moms who are tired of just surviving and ready to create lives that feel authentic and fulfilling. And here is what I've discovered. We've been approaching self-care all wrong. We think self-care is about adding more things to do in our to-do list, more spa days, more time for ourselves, more activities that make us feel good in the moment. But what if real self-care isn't about escaping our emotions, but about finally learning how to be with them? Now, don't get me wrong, the basics matter. Getting enough sleep, eating nourishing food, moving your body, taking breaks when you can, these are important, but they're just the foundation. The self-care that actually changes your life is emotional self-care. It's rooted in self-regulation and emotional regulation. And here's the profound part. It's not the kind of self-care you do when you have the luxury of time. It's the kind you practice in the heat of the moment, when your toddler is having a meltdown in the grocery store, when your teenager slams their door, when your partner says something that hits you wrong. This is the self-care that comes from allowing your triggers and emotions to move through your body instead of pushing them down, numbing them out, or exploding with them. Here's something that's mind-blowing. Life has this incredible way of recreating the same environments that caused us trauma so we can relive them and finally face them in order to overcome them for good. Think about it. The way your child pushes your buttons might mirror exactly how you felt unheard as a child. The overwhelm you feel juggling work and home might echo the chaos you experienced growing up. These aren't coincidences, they're opportunities. Even every trigger in your psyche is saying, hey, there is something here from your past that's been dictating your choices and running your life, and it's time to heal it. We spend so much energy trying to avoid being triggered, trying to create perfect circumstances so we never have to feel those uncomfortable emotions. But what if the path to freedom is through them, not around them? Real emotional self-care means developing the capacity to stay present with whatever shows up within you. It means learning to respond rather than react. Because here's the truth. Real peace and happiness don't depend on your outside world being the way you want it to be. They depend on how you respond to what happens to you. When your child has a meltdown and you feel that similar surge of anger or helplessness, instead of immediately trying to fix them or explode at them, what if you paused and asked, what is this feeling trying to tell me? What part of my younger self is being activated right now? This doesn't mean you become passive or don't set boundaries. It means you become curious about your internal experience first, so you can respond from a place of groundedness rather than reactivity. So let me give you some concrete ways to practice this. When you feel triggered, instead of immediately reacting, place your hand on your chest and take 3 deep breaths. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Name the emotion. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling unheard. I'm feeling inadequate. Just naming it begins to regulate your nervous system. Throughout your day, especially during stressful moments, do a quick scan of your body. Where are you holding tension? Are your shoulders up by your ears? Is your jaw clenched? Breathe into these places and let them soften. Your body holds your emotions, and when you tend to your body, you're tending to your emotional state. When your child's behavior triggers you, before you respond to them, ask yourself, how old do I feel right now? Often, we're responding from the age we were when we first experienced that particular wound. If you feel like you're 5 years old, that little girl inside you needs comfort before you can show up as the adult in the room. Find moments, even just in the bathroom, to let emotions move through you. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to shake out frustration, shake. Emotions are energy in motion, and they need to move through us, not get stuck in us. So here's what happens when you start practicing emotional self-care. You become a safe space for your own emotions, which means you become a safe space for your children's emotions. You stop trying to fix their feelings and start helping them learn to be with their feelings. You model emotional regulation instead of emotional reactivity. Your children learn that it's safe to feel their feelings because they see you feeling yours without falling apart or shutting down. And here is the beautiful part. We can only treat others and our children and our lives to the extent that we're being treated by our own selves. When you start offering yourself compassion in your triggered moments, you naturally extend that same compassion to everyone around you. So here is what I want you to try this week. The next time you feel triggered, and you will, don't try to push it away or fix it immediately. Get curious about it. Ask, what is this here to teach me? What parts of me needs attention right now? This is the self-care that doesn't require extra time or resources. It just requires courage, the courage to face what you've been avoiding and to treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a dear friend. Remember, every trigger is a doorway to freedom. Every difficult emotion is information. And every moment you choose to respond rather than react, you're not just practicing self-care. You're breaking generational patterns and modeling a different way of being for your children. If you're ready to dive deeper into this kind of transformational inner work, let's connect. Check the description for ways we can work together. And hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one. See you on the next video.